Hello, it's Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, and we're on a countdown. Just waiting to go live on Amazon Live, and should come through any second. Yes, we're going live on Amazon Live, and we've got the countdown starting to finish. Well, it's down 30 seconds. Okay, well, I'm going to switch my mic off and press play. Thought we'd have a different intro today. Just a minute, it's taking a few seconds to sort this out. I want that one. Thought we'd have a different intro today. Normally we open up with my garden and the neighbours' gardens. As you can see, there is a slight gentle breeze today. We're waiting for the rains to arrive. But it's been a very nice weekend. And the video that you just saw, this one, was actually shot on our day out yesterday. And we had an excellent day. So over to me. Okay, I'm just trying out different ways of actually opening the show. I just need to post a link there, and that didn't work. I'm going to try again. If I get that and I copy that and I bring that over here and connect. Okay, it does say that we're connected, which means that if you're watching an Amazon Live, you can say hello. I can see your comment in my studio and we can take things from there. Yeah, starting of the week, Monday, 11 a.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. in the UK, and we're on Amazon Live again. And I am, as you know, eternally grateful to be able to broadcast on Amazon Live. So welcome to the broadcast with Stephen, live from England. And this show is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, which means anything to do with live broadcasting and Fitbits. We'll talk about Fitbit later, but a whole variety of topics during the course of this broadcast. And just to confirm, you're actually watching Stephen live from England. Now, this broadcast is designed to help you. If you're surfing Amazon.com, thank you. If you find anything you've got questions about, then please do ask. If you find anything in the carousel you've got questions about, please do ask. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you. The link to join us on Amazon Live, where all the action is up above. Now, the video I've just shown you, if I go full screen, the video I've just shown you, basically, switch my camera back on. Video bottom left was actually shot with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which we'll be talking about shortly. So that's the quality of the video that you can get when you use the Samsung S22 Galaxy Ultra. And this show is all about lights, camera, action. We talk about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, Fitbits. And I am most definitely broadcasting from Belive, wherever you see this logo. This one, not that one, this one. Okay, wherever you see the logo, that's the Belive logo, be.live. And I'm using be.live to broadcast out to Amazon Live today. And you're actually watching the first item I'm going to talk about today, which is down in the carousel, which is the Logitech Brio 4K camera. And today, Logitech Brio is 31% off. It's $138.89 as opposed to $109.99. $199.99. So it's 31% off. So I'm broadcasting from Belive, and we're going to start the show. And I'm here to help you. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. And the comment has come in, which is going to be shown. And comment says, I'll put it on screen. It's a great camera. Thank you, Facebook user. Okay, I can tell you actually, where are you watching from? Interesting. Okay, if you're watching me live on Amazon, thank you. If you type in a comment, I'll be able to see it in my studio and show it on screen. Can't show your picture, but can show your text and your name. Okay, so we're going to start with Logitech Brio. Now, the thing about the Logitech Brio, 4K webcam, down in the carousel at the moment, 31% discount, is that you're watching it right now. And I just need to put a bit of light on things. So let's switch the lights on. I'm using Logitech Litra Glow Light, which is down the carousel. It's the only light that is lighting me today as you see me on Logitech Brio 4K webcam. It is Ultra 4K HD. Now I got this, I want to stay ahead of the game. I want to be ready for the future. And 4K is most definitely the future. And we've got, okay. Before we go on to the future, let's stay with the present. And it's Nancy is on Facebook. There's no link for me to allow Be Live to show my identity. Okay, I'm not sure I'm broadcasting out to today. Okay, fine. That's interesting. And we say, I don't know, I'll check it out afterwards, Nancy, and also say hello to Corinda, who's joining us from London, and to everybody who's actually watching on Facebook and Amazon and YouTube. Thank you. An amazing number of people actually watching live and on Amazon Live too. In fact, I do think that the Amazon Live count is now in my studio. That's good. Okay, so on with the Brio then. Logitech Brio. Now, I got the Brio. Basically, I'm interested in 4K video. Now, I can't broadcast to you in 4K video from where I am at the moment, but pretty soon, I'm told there are now technical problems, so I can't. We'll all be using 4K to broadcast now. That means better definition, a higher quality video. Sound will be the same, but the video will be enhanced. Okay, more pixels, 720, 1080, 4K through the roof. The quality of the video just goes up. And I got this. You can get the Brio camera, take it out of the box, plug it into your PC or Mac, and you can broadcast directly to YouTube. And it works. And you can make a video in 4K. And what's more, people who actually go over to YouTube can actually watch you in 4K. So thank you to YouTube, because this is free. I mean, we know YouTube is free. We spend our time, but the service is absolutely free. So let's catch up with the comments, and it's going to be a hectic day today, I can tell. And Corinda's added to his camera collection. He's got the Microsoft Lightcam now. You do know, Corinda, you can only use one camera at a time, because you've got the other spot as well, 4K. I know that. Right, Nancy's found a way to display her name. Okay, came over to Amazon to interact with you. Thank you very much, Nancy. Nice to see you. And Nancy also has a Brio, which she loves using for a very good reason. It's a high quality camera with a good picture. It has, not only is it camera, it's got twin microphones as well. It's got 2 noise cancelling microphones, stereo, and it's got noise cancelling as well. This is important. If you're on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, and the dog barks, and you don't have noise cancelling, then everybody will hear it. If you do have, then only you will hear the dog. And that's very important, especially in a high pressure business meeting. And Nancy's saying that's very good. I agree. Now it's got high definition auto light correction. If I switch my lights off, and I'm going to do that now, I'll go dark, but I haven't disappeared. You can still see me, and that's because the Logitech Brio, which is up above me, is actually doing high definition light auto correction or auto light correction. So I've no lights on at the moment. You can still see me, and it's because of the light correction of the camera. Doesn't mean you can use it at midnight, but it's suitable for use during daytime. Okay, it doesn't overcome that problem. But I'm going to switch the light back on, because as I continue to broadcast, it will get darker, because here in the UK, we are 5 hours ahead of you. Right, it's got a wide field of view. We're talking about Logitech Brio camera, wide field of view. I was trying to demonstrate this the other day, and that angle there, that's 90 degrees. So it can view in an arc around there. So that's a 90-degree angle of view. Okay, now that is its full view, but you can change it, as I'm going to show you. In a couple of minutes' time, I'm going to show you a piece of software which controls all Logitech cameras apart from the Brio, and will well, you actually think I'm sat in front of a brick wall. In fact, I can reach back and touch it, but you're actually seeing what I want you to see. I've using the software I'm going to show you, Logitech Capture. I've made a few changes, as you will see. So field of view 90 degrees. Just to prove the point, it is 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam. It's 4K. And broadcasting out to YouTube with OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster, you can see the full quality of that. The auto light adjustment we just looked at is called right light, and it has 3 fields of view: 90, 78, and 65. Okay, now I can tell you all about these wonderful things. What I'd rather do, though, is to actually show you. Okay, so there is a piece of software, and the thing is, if you buy a camera or a microphone or any piece of hardware, there's always software to go with it. And it's free because you bought the hardware. Okay, if you've got Logitech camera 920, 922, 925, 930, or the Brio, or even the C270, which Corinda also has, then there's no extra expense to actually getting the software. You go to logitech.com, search for Logitech Capture, and download it. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to show you why having the software. I'm going to share screen. Just give me a second. So I'm going to go here, and I'm waiting. Yeah, okay, so far so good. I'm going to press that button and that button, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to show it full screen. Okay, so put it full screen. I'm broadcasting from BeLive, which is the logo top right hand corner. I'm going to show you all the attributes of BeLive and what you can actually use. And well, you're going to see it. You're going to see it actually performing over the course of this broadcast. So I'm going to take the logo off for the moment. And that does that. That's the logo gone. And we want me back. So I'm going to come back. Okay, you've seen the show card, lights, camera, action. You probably see the video again, shot with the Samsung Galaxy S22, but I'm going to hide that for the moment. And then the next thing is I want to go picture in picture. I want to go this way around. And I actually want to go, bear with me a moment, I'm just setting my studio up so I can actually show you this properly. Okay, now I can go with the controls. I can go up or down, or even the other way around. I can pan left, I can pan right. Okay, so all I'm doing is clicking the buttons. I can also, and for this I need to go side by side. Okay, if you think that I'm up against a brick wall, then I am, but you're seeing what I want you to see, because my office actually looks like this. Zoom out once, zoom out twice, go to 90 degrees. And if I wasn't using the software, this is exactly what you would see. This is the camera's default settings. So if you don't download the software, you will look, well, you look similar to this. You can see my bookshelf with my German language books, and you can see my Samsung all-in-one PC, which they don't make anymore, unfortunately, which they did. But this is the camera default settings. What we're actually seeing is the 90-degree view from the camera out my office. I don't want you to see this. Well, I don't mind you seeing it, but when I'm presenting, what I want to do is to zoom in once, zoom in twice, and go to 78 degrees. Okay. and I'm back where I was. So basically, the software gives you control over your camera, and you can control how you actually look on screen. That's the key to it. If you don't have the software, then the default setting, which many people use, is this one. This is the default setting for the camera. If I zoom in once, twice, and go to 78 degrees, I'm looking as I want to look on camera. And this is what it's all about. It's about your being comfortable on camera. In terms of that, when you're framing yourself, and we'll look at cameras that auto frame you later, you need headroom. Okay, you've got to have space at the top. Don't do this. Okay, you want to have headroom. Second thing is you want to be reasonably in the center of the screen. It doesn't have to be exact center, but not off to one side. Okay, try and be in the middle. Third thing is that you don't, whilst you don't want to be a statue, and we all talk with our hands, don't use your hands too much in a live broadcast, because that uses more frames and that uses more electricity. So if you want to save trees, keep your hands movement to a minimum whilst you're actually live. Save trees. The camera itself, this was talk about the Brio still, is up to 90 frames per second. Now I'm broadcasting to you at 30 frames per second. In other words, every second, the camera is taking 30 pictures. Okay, those 30 pictures are sent from my computer over the internet to Amazon, and you see them as a moving picture. Okay, a bit like the flip cards we used to have, a moving picture. Now, my broadcast to you is at 30 frames per second at the moment. The camera, the Brio, can do 90 frames per second, which is a better quality. Okay, the more frames per second, the better quality. And if you look at a film at the cinema, then check the frames per second. You'll see how they get their quality. Now it's got versatile mounting options, and I can show you those. If I go here, okay, and I go here and here, this is my desktop. Okay, this is, well, I don't need to tell you, I mean, this is a tripod, and the cameras we're talking about in the bottom have a thread, and you can then put them onto the tripod, and I'm going to talk about that during this live broadcast. But it is an option. Rather than just having it on top of your monitor, you can actually have it on a tripod, and I'll tell you why that's a benefit in a moment. Okay, so top of your monitor or on a tripod. The camera itself is 4K, 1080p or 720p, and it was released Feb 7th, 2017. That's the model that's down in the carousel. I've had mine for 2 years. I've had no problems with it. The software I showed you a moment ago was Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com, download the software, and then you can change yourself I've set this up, so I'm going to show it in again. Basically, it gives you control of your camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Logitech Capture. I can see some comments coming in. Just give me a second. So that was the camera's default settings. Okay. And over to Nancy. And Nancy is saying that's a very good price. It is at the moment, Nancy. Thank you very much. It's $138.89, which is 31% off. And Nancy again. I use it every time I use my Brio too. Brilliant. Yeah, the software is absolutely excellent. I agree, Nancy. And over to Corinda. And Corinda is saying, with the cameras that you've got, Corinda, you can use OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster and broadcast in 4K to YouTube. There aren't too many sites we can actually broadcast in 4K to at the moment, but YouTube is one of them. And basically, if we take OBS as an example, you go to OBS, you add your camera, you change the resolution to 4K, set your destination to YouTube, and just broadcast. Yeah. So it's a simple step-by-step process. to actually use the Logitech Brio to go live on YouTube. And well, it's stunning. The quality difference between 720, 1080 and 4K is absolutely stunning. And Corinda's saying, I'm correct. I didn't catch that comment at the time I said, and Amazon don't like it. Don't like what? Okay. I presume that's in relation to broadcasting at 720 on Amazon today. Basically, 720 is friendly, it's mobile friendly, it uses the least bandwidth. So that's why it was chosen. It's high definition, I mean, it's DVD quality. So 720 is good quality. You broadcast to most places in 720, some places in 1080. But nowhere can you broadcast from a web-based system in 4K. You actually have to use an external application, OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster. And just as a note, if you do check out, OBS is free, vMix is chargeable, and XSplit Broadcaster is part of a package of 5 pieces of software, which go at $5 a month. Okay, right. So Nancy, thank you for the comments over on Amazon. Okay, next one, HubSpot Tiny, which is also on a discount. Okay, now the Brio is my main desktop camera. We're looking at it now. I can show you my setup if you want. If I just change cameras for a moment, and then I will change back. Just give me a second. I want to go here, and I'm waiting for it to change, which it will in a second. And then I'm going to go solo. So you can still hear me, but you can't see me. That's not quite the view I wanted. Okay, let's go with this. Let's get it tuned up. Right. This is my BenQ monitor, and this is live. That's my Be Live studio. You can see it now. If I move this over there, you'll be able to see more of it. Okay, so this is my studio. On top, you've got the HubSpot Tiny 4K. So this is mounted, well, it's actually mounted on my monitor, and it's mounted using this, which is a magnetic attachment. Okay, bottom of the camera is a magnet, goes onto there, so that's solid, and then you've got an adhesive strip, and the whole thing has got a lip there which just goes over your top of your monitor, and as you can see, it's there. That's the HubSpot Tiny 4K is there. Next to that is the Brio, and next to the Brio is Logitech Litra Lite, which is close to the camera as I can make it. Okay, and got a few questions from Corinda, which I'll catch up with in a moment. But that's how things are arranged. I've got 2 cameras and the light on top of the monitor. Monitor is the BenQ 27-inch monitor that's down in the carousel, and that's how that is set up. But the thing about an HubSpot, I'm going to show you both HubSpots today, is that it has 3 presets. I can go outside with this camera, and this is because the camera is on a 2-axis gimbal. I'll just try and move this curtain back a bit. Perhaps if I put it behind that jar, you think that might work? Okay, right, you can see out the window now. Now I can show you that if I zoom in, okay, I can zoom across the gardens, I can zoom out again, and I'm doing this using software. Okay, and just let me go over here, and I'll come back in a second to Corinda's comments. So that's the second view with the HubSpot, and then the third view, as the camera goes around my office, past my medals, past the BenQ monitor, and arrives at me. This is the third view, and this is the camera we looked at a moment ago, the HubSpot Tiny, but it's actually mounted on a tripod. Now, if we go back to the other shot for a moment, just want to explain. The camera is, honestly, the screen, get out of the way, right? The camera is mounted on top of the monitor, which means my eye line is there. So in other words, to look at the camera, I have to look up to there. And the problem with that is that that is a learned skill, which you sometimes forget. The answer to it, the total answer to it, as far as I'm concerned, and I've been using this technique for the past couple of weeks, is to put your main camera on a tripod, whether you're on a Zoom call, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, put it on a tripod and talk directly to the camera. I don't have to look up. I don't have to look down. I just have to look straight ahead and focus on the camera. And it looks like I'm talking to you. This is the trick to actually engage people, is to actually look directly into camera, because when people are actually watching, it looks like you're actually talking to them. And that's it, looking at the camera. With a camera up high on your monitor, on your PC or Mac, it's difficult to do it consistently. With the camera on a tripod and it's set up at eye level, then it's so easy to do. So easy to do, and the camera can be anywhere, and your background doesn't really matter. I mean, what people are actually listening to is you. So the first thing about an OBSBot camera, and we've got an OBSBot camera down in the carousel, is that it can go from outside. Okay, so let's take it outside, and you're looking live now across the gardens, and it is a bit close today, so people have got the windows open. We can look at the BenQ monitor, okay, 27-inch, crystal clear display. It's actually a CAD designer's monitor, okay, and if I want to zoom in, I can zoom in, or I can go back to where I was, and then the third one is pointing directly at me. So with the OBSBot cameras, you can have 3 preset views. Because it's on a twin axis gimbal, then you can switch between them whenever you want. Okay, but that's not the only thing you can do. But I want to switch cameras again. We're going to stay with the OBSBot, and we're looking at both the OBSBot Tiny and the OBSBot 4K. So I'm going to switch back to the 4K for a moment. Okay, I'm just waiting for that to come up, and we should have a 4K camera now. Okay, the 4K camera is my second unit camera on all my Amazon Live broadcasts, and you can see there we talked about having the OBSBot on a mount. That's it. It's just screws straight in. There's a thread on the bottom, and that's it. And that camera is at eye level. Whilst we're here, okay, taking you around the table and knocking everything off probably, we're going to be looking at a Logitech C920X. We're going to be looking at the Anker 4-way USB hub. We're looking at the Echo Dot. TP-Link Deco is actually my Wi-Fi system, and it's actually sending the signal to you right now. Aftershok's headphones, best headphones I've ever had. They're down in the carousel. Then next to that, you can see here is my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which we will be looking at closely in a moment. And behind that is a Lamicall stand on which I now put said phone, mobile phone, and it's just a perfect way to actually have it safe on the desk and accessible, and to be able to use whilst I'm live. Just a moment, just if we go here and I log myself in, hopefully this will work. Then I can go here, just bear with me a minute, and I go there and there, and if all things being equal, and I go there. Wait a minute. All things being equal, there we are. That's the live broadcast on Facebook at the moment. I'm going to turn the sound down. Okay, so the sound has been turned down. Okay, so back to me. Okay, this is the other me. Wait a minute, I need to click the right button. I'm confusing myself. Okay, This is the camera that we're looking at. We've looked at the OBSBot. Just a minute, just let me catch up. We're now looking directly at the OBSBot Tiny 4K camera. Okay, now the difference between the OBSBot Tiny and the 4K camera is that this camera is 4K, like the Brio. So you're future-proofing yourself if you use this camera. I just want to do one thing. In my studio at the moment, no, I'm okay. Basically, it's 4K and it is 4x zoom, which I'll demonstrate to you right now. This camera also has 3 presets. I've got me, I've got the desktop. That didn't quite work, did it? Okay, there we are. There's the desktop we're looking at a moment ago. And then I can go out into the garden. And that's the 3rd preset. Now, because the camera's on a gimbal, it can go from me. Yeah. I'm just pressing one button at a time to the desktop. Okay, and you can see everything there, including the beautiful chess set, which is down in the carousel, and the garden. Yeah. Now I can zoom out to confirm to you that we are actually looking through any window. In fact, we're looking through the window in my office, and I can zoom in 4x zoom until I get the shot that I sometimes use at the beginning of the broadcast. Okay. Now, let's go through the main features, shall we? So we're looking at the OBSBot 4K camera, and everything I talk about is in relation to that. So the OBSBot Tiny 4K down in the carousel at the moment is $269. It's a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom. So PTZ. It's got AI-powered framing and autofocus, and it is a 4K video conference camera. This is important. If you've got, well, I think it is, if you've got a conference taking place, a round table conference, and you've got 6 or 7 people around a table, you can put the OBSBot 4K camera in the middle of them, get somebody to control it, and as people start to speak, you can move from one person to another seamlessly. Yeah, 3 of them can be presets. The other 6 you can just move to very, very quickly, as I'll show you in a moment. You'll have a central microphone which will pick up the sound from everybody. Yeah, so one camera can cover people around the table, and then the sound comes from the central microphone. Both those Tiny's have got dual omnidirectional microphones, and they do have auto tracking on a 2-axis gimbal, which means they can go up and down and they can go left to right. It's got low light correction. If I switch my lights off, which I'm doing now, then I will go darker. You can still see me because of the low light correction taking place by the camera. I'm going to put the lights back on because it's getting darker outside. Just give me a sec. I just want to check something. I'm not sure that. No, I'll come back to the comments in a minute, Corinda. Just give me a chance to get into my stride. It's got magical gesture control. If you go like that, the camera will follow you. Remember, it's got AI tracking. If you go like that, the camera will stop following you. If you go like that, the camera will zoom in. And if you go like that, the camera will zoom out. Now, those magical gestures, you only have to be in front of the camera for it to work. Yeah, you don't need to be anywhere near the computer. And we said a moment ago, it's got dual omnidirectional microphones with noise reduction. Now, this is not noise cancellation. Noise reduction, it will lower the background noise, but not remove it entirely. It's got the 3 preset positions, which we talked about earlier, and it's got AI tracking. Now, if I go with the AI tracking, before I do, if there's anybody at Be Live watching, I can actually see in my studio how many people are watching live. Thank you. Thank you so much. And to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live, thank you. If you've got any questions, then you can comment, just like Nancy did, just like Corinda did. And Corinda is saying 4K. Okay, and Ota Corinda again. XSplit isn't. No, 920X, 922, 9, anything with an X. Just clear Corinda's queries. If you click link up above Corinda, that will take you over to Amazon Live, and you'll find Logitech Litra Lite is actually in the carousel, and the latest price will be there. So just click the link to go to Amazon and look at the carousel. So if you want to give a course and write a board to teach, it will focus on the board. Does it focus on you? It focuses on you, but as you move, and if you were stood, well, it's a good point. If Corinda is saying, so you want to give a course and write on the whiteboard to teach, will it focus on the board or focus on you? It focuses on people. So if a teacher is at the front of the class, then it will track the teacher across the platform, and as they write on the board, it will follow what's being written. Well, follow their arm, in actual fact. Okay. Does it have noise cancellation? I think we just did that one, Corinda. I think that's one of the last things we did. Okay, you should know. You actually got one. Okay, so brilliant. Thank you on Amazon. And sales got tiny, $269. We're just going to come down here. It's got 3 preset positions. We know that. It's got AI tracking. Okay, I'm going to show you that in a moment. Versatile mounting, we've seen one. Basically, and because this is a good point for me, because I've got 2 Obspot cameras, I've got 6 viewpoints that I can show you. I've got 2 Obspots and the Logitech Brio camera working today. Okay, now this may or may not work. Okay, I've got to be honest, this may or may not work. But what I'm going to try to do is to show you the AI tracking. And it might work, it might not work. As I move back, the camera is tracking me. Okay, if I stand up, should I do this? Okay, let's do it. If I stand up, then the camera will track me again. And basically, because it's on a twin axis gimbal, it will follow me as I go off to the right hand side. Yeah, the camera is tracking me, and it will track all my movements, no matter how quickly they are. You'll find that there is, sorry about this, there is a fast response, and it's always giving you headroom at the top, yeah, and positioning you reasonably accurately. And I love the fact that I can stand up and talk to you with more energy than sat down. And it's a great way to actually present. If I want to talk about these earbuds, then I can do it with ease. But the point about this is that you've got a twin axis gimbal. It's got AI tracking. It can follow you. It's got a fast mode. If you want to track a 100-yard race, then it will track the 100-yard race. Okay. Now, whilst I sit down again, you'll notice that every time I move, the camera is tracking me. So I'm going to go here. Okay. And as I sit down, because I'm going to come back now, as I sit down and get myself sorted and come back to me. Yeah. The automated, the AI tracking is a great feature because, as Corinda hinted, you can actually use it in class to actually record a teacher. You put the obspot upside down, attach it to tracking to a bracket on the wall, and it would then be able to record the whole lecture, which is absolutely brilliant. And as the teacher moves, the camera moves. Yeah. So Obspot cameras are very versatile. Let's see if I've missed anything. We're talking about 2 Obspots today, and the Obspot Tiny, which is a 1080p camera, is 31% off. Oh, sorry, no, 16% off, $169 as opposed to $199. And the Obspot 4K is $269. So there's the 2 Obspots that are actually in the carousel today. I love the Obspots. They are, to come back to me, you know, basically when you look at the Brio, millions have been sold. When you look at the Oberspot, it's about 2 years old. So there's a lot of catching up for the Oberspot to do. But you know when a piece of hardware is gaining traction. I knew last week that the Oberspot has a good future. One, because of the 4K. Two, because of the software. If I go over here and if I go over here and I'm going to share screen, just give me a second. Be worth it. Don't go anywhere. If I go here and share screen and I want to share a window, and the window is this one. Okay. And if I bring it up there, it takes a bit of prep, but we'll be there in a second. Okay, I'm going to show it full screen. We said earlier, you need to download the software. And if you go to oberspot.com, you can download this software, which allows you to actually control the camera. And I'm going to hide that. In fact, I can stop sharing screen now in a second. So this is the Oberspot software. And as you can see, it's actually controlling two Oberspot cameras, Oberspot camera 1, Oberspot camera 2. But one of the things that I love about Oberspot is this. I'm going to go here. Is they're always, we're consistently updating the software that we can use, which is the software I'm showing you now, and the firmware in the camera itself. And they recently updated the firmware to give us face auto exposure, which has made a great deal of difference to the way we actually look on camera. Yeah, this is more authentic. If I go and look in the mirror now, I look like this. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer to real life. With the software, you can control HDR, you can control the tracking mode. I've got it on headroom mode. You can switch to gestures on and off. Yeah, and I love this. If I go, where can I go? Just a minute. If I go to the desktop, okay, and I go here, you can see that Oberspot tiny camera there. If I go and go here and I press sleep, watch this bit. Most cameras have a privacy cover. The Oberspot, however, basically turns the lens into the body, and there is no way that that camera is currently watching you. It is currently sleeping. I can click resume, tilts back, and you can set, basically say, if I don't use that camera for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, switch it off. Okay, which not only saves power, but it's a great privacy feature. Okay, so now then, where to go from here? We've done the Oberspot. It says catch up with Corinda and Nancy. And Corinda is saying, oh, wait a minute. I missed one of Corinda's comments. It cut your chin off. No, it didn't. Not purposely. I might have moved. Okay, Corinda's a great help most of the time. And AI is great. And out to Nancy. I use that every time I use my Brio too. Brilliant. And over to Corinda. And Corinda is saying, oh, yes. Okay. So we caught up with all the comments. So all that is good. Yeah. Right. So we've done. Let's go just rewind a moment. Okay. We've looked at the Logitech Brio camera, which is 31% off today. And you're actually watching the Brio now. It's 31% off. It's $138.99. And I can't say fairer than you're actually watching it. We've looked at the Oberspot Tiny, 3 preset positions, AI tracking, 720, 1080p, $169, and it is 15% off today. And then we looked at the big Oberspot, the Oberspot 4K. 4K broadcast using OBS, vMix, or XSplit Broadcaster, out to YouTube in 4K, watch the replay in 4K. And it also has 4 times zoom. Okay, the regular Oberspot has 2 times zoom, but the Oberspot 4K And the thing is, I said, you can tell when a camera is becoming popular. And I know it's becoming popular because somebody asked last week in a Facebook group. So the question was, which camera should I use for live broadcasting? And somebody said, the Obspot. And that's the first time I've seen that. So people are starting to recommend the Obspot. And it is a viable alternative against other cameras. And it does more than other cameras can do. Remember, it's not actually fixed to your monitor or your PC or Mac. It can, the world, it's got a dual axis gimbal. It can switch from place to place. Okay, it can be mounted on a tripod. So can a Brio, but because it's just that being able to go from here, just a minute, go from me, hello, to the desktop, which is still live, by the way. Okay, and out to the garden, and to be able to zoom out and to zoom back in again, to go up or down and back to where we started, all whilst you're live. Obspots at the price, and this is the other thing. If you look for a PTZ camera, you will find PTZ cameras. Logitech have got a PTZ camera, but at the price, compare the price of other cameras with the price on the Obspot, especially with the discount today, and you'll see that they are good value for money. Certainly worth considering. If you click the link in the carousel, it will take you over to the standard obspot.com page. It will give you a comparison between the Obspot Tiny and the Obspot 4K, so you can see what the differences are. And you can see what the features are as well. I tried in this short review to actually show you the main features, so you won't miss much, but there may be something over on the page which you can go and take a look at. Okay, now let's go from there to the next item in the carousel. Okay. Right, the next item in the carousel is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Samsung Galaxy S22. I need to make a change. Let me just do this. Okay, let me just change theme a minute. Okay, we'll get there. Only on one line. Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is what we're talking about now. And this is it. I need a new smartphone. Okay, my old smartphone is the old. Okay, and I wanted something that was up to date. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is this year's flagship phone from Samsung. This is the best of the best, and it's in the carousel today, and it is $1199.99, which is 6% off. And just over Corinda. Oh, yeah, Corinda's trying to steal my thunder again. Okay, now the first thing about the I've lost track now. Where am I? Who am I? No, we're back. Okay, the beauty of this is if I go here, this is the quality of the, if I put it down there, that's probably the best. This is the quality of the display. Okay, this is me live. This is this broadcast you're watching now, and we are live on Facebook, and that's the quality of the display. And you can see that there isn't much lag. If I put my hand up now, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. In a second, I should put my hand up. Yes, there you are. There is a processing delay, which we can't avoid, between the signal leaving me in Wiltshire and arriving on Amazon.com. That's natural, which is why you never actually watch yourself live. You just don't do it, because there's a lag, and that lag is unavoidable because it's the processing time. Yeah, it's not instantaneous. So bear that in mind. So back to here, and the camera itself, 256 gig, or my friend Guy Cook, who used to be in Walla Walla, has got 512. It's an 8K camera and video. Now, I'm going to show you a short video. I'm going to show you a video and some photographs in the next couple of minutes taken with this phone. So it's not a question of me talking about it. I'm going to show you what this can do. And I think that's important. Okay. It has the brightest display that Samsung have produced. Now, I was sat outside in the sunshine and I could read the display quite clearly. I know that the brightest display that Samsung has works in bright sunlight. I've used it. And Krinder's helpful. Krinder loves his S Pen. Do you remember the Galaxy Note used to have an S Pen? Just a minute. Okay, Galaxy Note used to have an S Pen. I've lost my place. Just a minute. And I can take that off now. Well, the Samsung Galaxy S22 has an S Pen. Now, the thing you can do with an S Pen is, just a minute, just a second. It'll be worth it. Okay, just to show this is live. Hello, Nancy and Amazon. Okay, first thing you can do is write with it. There are 7 applications on there which you can use straight away. If the phone is switched off, you can still write a note and save it and get back to it when you switch the phone on. Okay, the other thing the S Pen is useful for is that if you set up a photograph using the camera, then you can actually click using your S Pen, using an air gesture. So you don't actually need to be next to the lens. You don't have to be close to the camera. Okay, thank you, Corinda. Right, it's got a long battery life. If you charge it overnight, then it's good for the following day and more, even if you're actually recording video or watching videos. Okay, let me just go here and I'm going to go there. Right, it's got 8K super steady video. Now, I showed an example of this earlier. I'm actually going to show some examples in a moment. Bear with me a minute. It's got nightography, which is the ability to take photographs at night. That's a made-up word, but I'm going to show you some nightography photographs too. It's got 108 megapixel, 3 times zoom, 10 times zoom, and a nightography lens. Okay, so 108 megapixel. It's got adaptive color contrast, so the colors will adapt according to the daylight. We mentioned it's got long-lasting charging if you're using a brick, and I'm going to show you a brick in a minute. It's got the embedded S Pen. The brilliant thing about that is these are 2 separate. If I take the phone into another room, I get a message on the phone saying you've left your S Pen behind. So shouldn't lose it. Okay. Now the phone itself is unlocked by Samsung, so you can go to your favorite carrier and you can get 2 SIMs. Okay, and it's dual SIM, put 2 SIM cards in and you're actually working. Now the size of this, which I'm going to come back to later, it's real estate, this is 6.8 inches deep. Okay, which is brilliant, and it's got a WQ high definition screen with an edge. It's 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate down to 1, okay, depending on the circumstances, but it is 6.8 inches, which I'll come back. And as far as the charging is concerned, okay, on this, it's 5,000 milliamps, 45 watt charging, or that's with a brick, wireless charging at 15 watts, and you can do wireless power share as well. The rear camera is 108 megapixels. The front camera is 40 megapixels. And the camera itself was released on February the 9th, 2022. So this is the current Samsung model. This is the top of the range. And I'm going to show you what it can do now. Okay, we're going to do photograph first, and then we're going to go for, photograph first, and then we're actually going to go for a video. Okay, so let's take that off. Now, seeing's believing, don't you think? And what I'm going to do now is, if I can find what I'm looking for, I can hear noises from outside. Hopefully you can't hear them. I'm just looking for something which I'll find. I had it a moment ago. What's that one? I can stop sharing that now. Okay. I'm looking for something. Oh, I had it safe in my palm. You know, you set everything up beforehand. I've got in the carousel. Ah, right. Okay, I found it. Okay. Right, I'm going to come picture in picture for this. Okay, I'm going to go like this, theoretically. No, like this. Okay, so the pictures I'm showing you now were all taken by the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And this photograph was taken yesterday, and this is flamingos at Birdland. Birdland is one of the largest wildfowl parks in the UK. We were fortunate to visit yesterday, and these are some of the photographs I took. Now you're saying to me, quite legitimately, we can't see the flamingos. Well, yes, you can. Okay, so this is they call a herd of flamingos. I don't know. What's a collection of flamingos called? Right, but these are the flamingos at Birdland. This shot was taken with slight zoom on it, but it's taken with the Samsung S22 Ultra. The next photograph is penguins. I mean, on this live broadcast, I've had chickens, I've had horses, Shire horses, and now I've got penguins. So if you want to visit the zoo, just come and watch one of my shows. So these are penguins at Birdland. Again, photograph is the Samsung Galaxy S22. Okay. I haven't done this before, and I'm not right. This is my partner Angelica, and you can see the flamingos are in the background as other ducks as well. This is Angelica, and well, Angelica is awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Right, but that was taken with the Samsung Galaxy. This is the wild garden that Angelica planted. And it is going from strength to strength. These photographs taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22, and this is the Crammer. Now, Crammer is just around the corner from us, about five minutes away, and it's man-made pond. We get Canadian wild geese, we get mallard ducks, we get pigeons and swans visiting. It's a beautiful place to sit down. Behind the trees on the left is our local church, which is St James's Church, and then you've got workers' houses on the left-hand side, and the Crammer is a great place to actually visit. And I've shown you, this is the high street on the way into Devizes, and I like the cars on the left, the no parking double yellow line, and then the wares outside the shop. And if you zoom in this photograph, you can see people at the top of it. Can't do that whilst I'm live, but I assure you can. Okay, and I talked about nightography. This photograph was actually taken at 11 o'clock at night, and you can see that even though there are only four, I'm trying to point at it, that won't well, there are only four small lights. I couldn't see a thing, but the Samsung camera caught this. I think that's beautiful, well positioned photograph. We've seen the penguins, so now we see the horses. This Shire horse works for the local brewery, which is Wadworth. They deliver cask ale from the brewery to local pubs, and there are a team of 4 Shire horses who do that. As of this Saturday, they're on holiday for a month. They only work 11 months a year, but Monday to Friday, they carry beer. But on this occasion, this was the Queen's Baton Relay, and the baton has gone all around the world. It's gone to every Commonwealth country, and it's on its way to Birmingham for the Commonwealth Games, which start later this week. It arrived in Devizes, and the relay runner got into behind the driver there and was led by the Shire horse throughout the town, and then carried on to Stonehenge and Avebury. No, it's not Stonehenge, and Bath. Bath. Okay. So those photographs are all taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a short video, and then we'll be back and we'll talk about more things down the carousel. But I promised, well, I did mention a few moments ago that we actually keep chickens. Okay, so this video was created using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and you're about to meet the chickens. I'll be back in 2 minutes. The video with the Samsung S22 Ultra, and we're in the garden on a beautiful sunny day. It's about 31 degrees, and let's take a walk down the path and see what we can find. Okay, now what I'm checking is the sound quality and also the video quality. So let's see how this works. So I can pan round. Okay, and I'm going to go onto the grass, and this is our newer wildflower garden, and the right hand side is taking off slowly, but the left hand side is firmly established. As I go round again and down the garden. Okay, Angelica put a lot of work into getting the garden into the state it's in, and I want to take you down now to the new table and chairs that we've got. Chairs are covered up to protect them because, as you can see, we are out in the countryside and birds can actually fly over, which is not a good idea. But this is our brand new table, and we saw it in the local garden centre and thought, let's have that. So we did, we bought it. Okay, now over here is our wild animal enclosure, and if I go around the corner we should see, hopefully they're camera friendly, but if I go around here we should be able to see, hello chickens, hello. Okay, and we've got 4 chickens in total. They're all rather camera shy, yeah, and they're turning away from the camera. They know what's going on, they know they're being filmed, apart from the one who's going to be a star someday. Okay, and this is an igloo, which is where they live, and it's very easy to maintain. Chickens are easy to maintain, and we're actually currently getting 4 eggs a day, and the chickens were rescue chickens. In other words, they had been kept for their egg laying. After 2 years they let the chickens go, and then the chickens have got to be rehoused, and we actually managed to get hold of 4. So these are all about the same age, and will go on for 2 or 3 years laying eggs for us, and we're currently getting 25 eggs a week, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm walking further down. Back to me. Okay, and I can stop sharing now. So that video was created with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and I'm just going over here to here, and I'm going to go like that to show that I'm on there. But the other thing I want to do is to make sure I've still got sound. Okay, whenever I play a video, sometimes the sound disappears, and you know what it's like. Well, I know what it's like. So we still have sound, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live. I totally appreciate it, and I want to say a big thank you to Christian Barajas, who's followed me. Christian, thank you very much. It's so kind of you, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for actually following me. It makes a difference. I mean, as far as Amazon is concerned, we don't work for Amazon. We're independent live broadcasters. There are 6 Brits, okay, including Corinda, and we're privileged to actually broadcast here. But as far as Amazon are concerned, they look at the number of people following us, and the more followers we've got, the higher regard we get from Amazon. So if you are enjoying the live broadcast, then what you can do, I'm going to try this. I don't use this very often, and hopefully you won't all disappear when I do this. But if I go here and go here, then hopefully on the screen, I can move that about the screen. If you are enjoying the broadcast, then please do press the follow button. Okay, and that basically, and that's true. I mean, I've got to say this, I actually follow about 250, 260 Amazon live broadcasters, because Amazon, you can actually create your own TV channel. If you follow live broadcasters, yeah, you can create your own channel. And it means that possibly if you follow somebody, you'll get an email from Amazon. We don't get your details ever. Yeah. Details with Amazon. But if you follow somebody, you can go to the following tab, which is at the top of this of the video, and you can see everybody you're actually following, which means that you can go to their latest live broadcast or their latest recordings, and you can watch them. So that means you never need to miss an episode. Yeah, and that's amazing. Amazon do an amazing job of looking after all of the live broadcasts. As I say, we don't work for Amazon, we work for ourselves. Enjoy doing so, and we enjoy the privilege of being able to broadcast on Amazon Live. So if you're watching me on Amazon Live at the moment, then I do say thank you. And in my studio, I can see live how many people are actually watching, which is another step forward. Exciting times. I mean, live video is basically the best way to get your message across, the best way to make contact with people, the best way to help people. I'm here to help you. If you have any questions, well, let's use another of my widgets, shall we? Because we're in widget mode. Your host is Steve from England. That's me. We're talking about live broadcasting. We're looking at the Logitech Brio and the Samsung S22 mobile. We're still on with that. More on that in a minute. I want to say a big thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to actually watch this, gentleman from England. And hopefully you can all get with what I'm talking about, which is live broadcasting, lights, camera, action, and I'm here to help. Okay. You can ask me questions. So it says I can edit that. Can I? No. Oh, no. No. I prefer that one. Okay. So I'm going to take that off screen, but do follow. If you're watching a broadcast and you enjoy it, do follow. Yeah, because it helps you to find us, and it helps us because of the way that we're perceived. Okay. So let's take care of that. Take care of that, and take the sticky notes off, and we're back to me. You're actually watching me now on the Logitech Brio camera, which is down in the carousel. It is, just to go back a minute, just so you know, Logitech Brio is 138.89, which is 31% off today. So the camera you're watching down in the carousel is 31% off. Let's catch up with Corinda. And Corinda's saying, I just love the S Pen. And the next question from Corinda. Corinda's a good mate, and he's in London. And it has night photography. Yep. Corinda writes my scripts. No, doesn't have a case, but we'll get onto a case in a minute. And you don't need an SD card. Yes, you do need an SD card if you want to store things, but it comes with quite a bit of storage anyway. And I can hear something from your mic. Hopefully it's not destroying the live broadcast. I just listened to myself a moment ago, and Corinda is saying I sound like Dom. Okay, hope not. Well, no point. Okay, I will check again, Corinda. Just a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I know what happened there. I was playing. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. Okay. I was showing you, well, I was using the Samsung Galaxy S22 to show the broadcast, and I was playing the sound from the Samsung Galaxy S22. Mystery solved. So it wasn't a fault. It was me purposely making sure that everybody can hear me. Okay. And to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live, again, big thank you. Right now, with this phone, which is the best phone I've ever had, it is down the carousel at the moment. The first thing is, there are a couple of things with this. I haven't found a fault with it. It does everything it should do perfectly. You can even make phone calls using it and send and receive text messages. Android, quite a lot of apps. But the thing is that this is 6.8 inches deep. So just from a practical point of view, the first thing you want to do for when you're spending this kind of money on a phone, you want a protective case. And the one I've chosen is down the carousel at the moment. It's a Nilkin case. Now, the first thing about Nilkin is that it is rugged. It is also, it's not smooth. Okay, so when you hold the phone, as I'm doing now, yeah, it's not going to slip because you're actually holding on to a pattern. Okay, it has a pattern all over the case. The next thing is that if I go like that, you can now see all 5 lenses, 1080p, 3 times zoom, 10 times zoom, and the nightography lens are all visible. And if I click it back, it does click into place. Now you won't have heard that because I'm using noise cancelling software, okay, which I'll talk about later. But the case itself has got 4 rugged reinforced corners. Now, when a phone does fall, it's most likely to fall on one of its corners. They're reinforced. This case was built specifically for the S22. It doesn't fit any other phone. This was designed from the ground up to work with the S22 Ultra. Okay, and it does it well. It does a brilliant job. And the phone's not going to slip. The lenses are protected. The corners are protected. The cutouts are, well, they're precision engineered. All the cutouts, the mic, the speaker on top, and the power and the S Pen, just to prove it, the S Pen is there. I can take the S Pen out, okay, and put it back in. So that's the case that I have chosen, and I don't have a problem with it at all. It's down the carousel, it's $15.99. But as you can see, this phone is 6.8 inches deep. Now, if you put this in your jeans pocket, or even worse, in your shorts pocket, then you get the sensation that this phone at any moment could actually come to life and fall out of your pocket, which is not good. So, down in the carousel at the moment is this. I'm just going to put the phone back on its stand because we'll need it in a moment. Down in the carousel, featured item is this leather case. Okay, now I looked all right. What I wanted to do was to not have the phone in my pocket. I wanted to carry the phone on my jeans belt. That's what this does. This is one single piece of leather. It's got machine stitched all the way around, front and back. And Corinda's over on Amazon now. It's got machine stitched front and back, and it's got a magnetic close. So if I lift that, it just goes back into place. It's got a magnetic close. The thing is that it's actually protecting, it's extra protection for your phone. It's doubly waterproof now because it's inside this case. Now, this case goes onto your belt. Okay. So on your jeans belt or a trouser belt, loop it through there, fasten your belt up. That's it. The phone then is at your side and you're carrying it with you whenever you go out. And the thing about that is that it's handy to do. Now, if I go here, just a moment, this is a practical demonstration. I don't do practical demonstrations that often, But if I go down here, right, that's how easy it is to put the phone in. Okay, the phone is in its case. You can slip it out, slide it out like that, and you can put it back in. I know this is silly, but I'm doing it anyway. You can put the phone back in like that. Now, this case also works for iPhone 12, iPhone 13, and the Galaxy S21. And this is so practical because the phone is on your belt. Okay, this is stitched. Nobody is going to be able to pull, well, it's going to be very difficult for somebody to pull the phone from your belt. Okay, and you've got access to it. And I just think that this is one of the best ways to actually have such a large phone and carry it around with you. This is not a man bag. It is a fashion accessory. It's a single piece of leather. It looks good. Your phone is safe. It's just belt goes through there, simple to use and very effective. Now there's a ring there. There is a carabiner supplied with it, but I suggest you get your own carabiner if you're going to use a carabiner rather than a belt. But that is one way to carry a larger phone comfortably. Okay, so you don't feel it's going to fall. So take the phone out again, show how easy it is. Okay, phone's out, phone's back on its stand. That's it. Now, over to Corinda. And Corinda, yeah, Amazon's been working for a while, Corinda. Thank you very much for testing, though. Because Nancy earlier said, I use that every time I use my Brio. So that came in from Amazon. Okay, now, the next item down the carousel, just related to the phone. And I'm grateful to, let's go here and here. I'm grateful to, you can see there, the Samsung Galaxy S22 is on a stand. The stand it's on is down in the carousel. And if I come back here, this is the stand. Okay, now it has an angle you can put it to. You can just adjust it, okay, as you want. Okay, it is quite sturdy. You can move up and down. Okay, again, there's a resistance, but this is just design wise. I love the design of this. If I go a bit further back, you can see it properly. If I put it on my hand like that, this is the stand. It's down in the carousel. It takes the larger phones. It takes the smaller phones. It's from Lamicor. I want to say thank you to Lamicor for actually sending this to me. It's become my new favorite stand. And what I do is I put the stand down. The practical demonstration again, you don't get many of these in my shows. Put the stand down and the phone simply goes on the stand like that. I can then, just a minute, this is why I learned the practical demonstrations, just a minute. I can then take out the S Pen and I can control the phone using the S Pen whilst it's on the stand, angled towards me like this, and it says right here, but I'm not going to right here. I want to go backwards. I'm going to discard it, and I need to log in. That's what it's complaining about. And I can go there. I can show you everything if I go here, and you can see all the comments that have been coming through today. And thank you, Corinda. But the stand does what you expect a stand to do. It is a good quality from Lamicor, and it holds the larger phone. This is a 6.8-inch Samsung Galaxy S22, secure in the Lamicor stand. So thank you, Lamicor. And the stand today is $19.99, which is 23% off. So the normal price of this beautiful stand is $25.99, but today it is $19.99. Now, since I got this stand, I use it every day. As I say, I use it in combination with the S Pen from the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and it simply works seamlessly. Right, so that's That's the stand. Let's come back to me. Okay, and back to me. That was my second camera, which is the Obspot Tiny, which is down in the carousel. We've so far had Logitech Brio you're watching, Obspot Tiny 1080p, Obspot Tiny 4K, 4K. Okay, we've got one camera to go in a minute. And over to Corinda, who's watching live on Amazon now, and says now Amazon is working. So if you've got any questions or anything at all, please do ask. I mean, thank you for watching on Amazon Live. It helps. Oh, I'm just glad to be here, really. Right, so we're going to move on. And we've looked at one video. I'll play you another video before the end of this. But the next thing I want to look at, it's all in the carousel. If you've got any question, you can actually direct this show if you want. Just a reminder, we looked at the Samsung Galaxy S22, which is down the carousel, and we looked at the fact that it's got 8K super steady video. You can either film in 8K or you can dial down to 1080p and you get super steady video. So you can hold it in your hand and you can shoot. And it's got a stabilizer. So good quality video. And then we've got the case that the mobile phone is in, which is a Nilkin cam shield, $15.99. And then the genuine leather case that I found, so you're not going to be worrying about dropping your phone, okay, because it's on your belt. And then the Lamical phone stand we've just looked at, and that brings us up to date. Okay, now the next camera we're going to look at is, it's actually over here. If I go here and I actually go, oh, just a minute, let me go back. I'll share it again. That's my partner, Angelica. And we were out with family yesterday. And that went wrong. That's my partner, Angelica. And we were out and about yesterday and had a great time. So I can hide that video because you've seen the chickens. Okay. And not often I can say this. I can actually hide Angelica. Yeah. And come back to here. Okay. So here's the desktop, and hiding behind me is this, and it's down in the carousel at the moment, and it is this, and I'm going to take it on screen. Okay, and here we are, and you saw the length of the cable then. Okay, this is Logitech C920X. Let me get my memory together. Okay, so we're looking at Logitech C920X. Let's go here. Right, wind back 7 years. 7 years ago was the start of live video, really was. It saw the beginnings of Facebook Live. Prior to that, we were all active in live video, about 500 of us, on a site called Blab, and Corinda was there as well. That's this Corinda. This Corinda was there as well. And basically, this was before Facebook Live. It was 4 people on screen. It had the ability for people to talk to you, and then Facebook Live came along. Everything changed, and we said to ourselves, "Well, we can go and broadcast on Facebook Live now. What we're going to do? We need to up our game. We need to improve our game. We need to be better than we are now, because this was a rehearsal. Being on Facebook Live is big time, and in those days, it was big time, and to a certain extent, it still is." So how do we improve how we look on camera and how we sound? The answer is here. Hundreds, if not millions of people went and bought this Logitech Brio little brother, the Logitech C920X. Okay, the X stands for extra. And if Corinda tells you what the extra is, all well and good, but I will get to what the extra is, because see, not only do you get the camera, you actually get something extra. The camera itself is full 1080p. So this is great for Zoom. It's great for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Ideal camera. This is the ideal camera as a gift to yourself, as a gift to somebody in the family, as a gift to a friend. This is the ideal first camera for going live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Zoom. Great first camera. Now, this camera that I'm holding is in actual fact 7 years old. Okay, I've had this camera for 7 years. Okay, it looks like new. It works like new. The camera that's down in the carousel is a total redesign, but essentially it's still a C920X. To put it onto your monitor, you just lift that down, that lip there, and it goes over the top of your monitor. Simple and straightforward, like that. Okay. You can, using the thread on the bottom, put it on a tripod. And we saw one of my cameras on a tripod earlier. Okay. Tripod mounting is where it's at. Tripod mounting, you can have the camera eye level, no need to look up anymore. Yeah, ideal. Yeah, especially if you're broadcasting solo, to actually have this on a tripod. Simple and straightforward. It's got twin omnidirectional microphones. In other words, they pick up all the sound around you, and it's got it's got the lens there. It's got HD light auto correction. Now, I can't actually demonstrate that to you because this camera is not actually plugged in, so forgive me for that. But take it from me, it does correct for low light. There is a piece of software you can download for free. It's called Logitech Capture, and it controls the 920, 922, 925, 930, and Brio. Okay, and the reason you want the software? Simple and straightforward. If you don't have the software, if you don't download the software, you will look like this. Well, you'll be sat here, but you can see the books to the right of me. You can see the Samsung all-in-one PC to the left of me. You can see the not a brick wall behind me. As Chris pointed out, there's also a green screen behind the brick wall, but you can see everything because if you don't download the software, you're only using a very small percentage of what your camera can do. Download the software, and in 3 clicks, let's count 1, 2, 3, and back to where I was. I'm in control. You might have thought I was in front of a brick wall. You now know that I'm not in front of a brick wall. And the software I'm showing you now works with the Brio and works with, let's go, yeah, it's all personal choice. I know a lot of people actually broadcast looking like this, but that's because they've not downloaded the free software. As soon as they get hold of the software, what they should be doing is 1, 2, 3. Okay, take control, get the software. So that's the advanced software that's actually mentioned here, Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com and just download it. It's free. You've bought the camera, the software is free. It has low light compensation, although that works well. Okay. And it's got a 78-degree field of view. Okay, so that's the width. Yeah, you can look. It was released, this version, the one that's down in the carousel, was released on March 31st, 2020. This is testament to the build quality of Logitech cameras. This is 7 years old. It works as new. Okay, there are no moving parts in it. It just works. I can use this camera right now if I had a spare slot to plug it in. Okay, so the current version, March 31st, 2022. Now, this is the kicker, as they say. This camera includes 3 months of XSplit VCam background removal. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a short video. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Sorry, 2 minutes, I'll be back. But right now, I'm going to show you how background removal works, and you're actually getting a 3-month license of XSplit VCam when you buy the camera down in the carousel. So let's bring the video up. Okay, and if I get the right, okay, just a minute. That's not the video, is it? I've got the wrong video. Hide that. Bring up this video. No, not that. Just a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. That's third time lucky. Oh, what happened there? It's all good fun, this live broadcasting. Okay, I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. You're about to watch a short video, only 2 minutes, about how background removal software works, irrespective of the software. But we're looking at XSplit VCAM, and this software is included. 3 months of this software is included in the Logitech C920X, which is down in the carousel. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCAM, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCAM program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCAM is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do. I'm back. Can you hear me? Let's just check. I'm gonna, Corinda, this is what I did last time. So let's go with this. I'm going to double click on my phone. I'm going to sign in. I'm going to go there and go to Facebook, go to me. This is how fast the Samsung Galaxy Ultra is. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go sideways. So that's the display on the Samsung Galaxy Ultra. If I turn the sound up, you can hear me. And that's the sound you heard, Corinda. If I turn the sound up, you can hear me. So that's the sound you heard, Corinda. If I right. So we have sound. So you get a 3-month license to XSplit when you take the camera that's down in the carousel. Yeah, and we've solved Corinda's mystery, so Corinda should be okay now. Now, background removal software. I cannot use background removal software on Amazon Live because I am showing you product. And if I showed you this, I'd have to put the phone there for you to be able to see it. I'd have to put the stand there for you to be able to see it. Okay, because with green screen removal, I can't show. It just tears and doesn't work. I watched a show over the weekend where somebody had a green screen removal and plain white background, and it doesn't go. So that's why I've got my wall. But in general, I've been using background removal software since January 2019. It just keeps getting better and better. And every time that XSplit VCam release a new version, I create a video. I'm due to do another video pretty soon because there've been new features which I want to tell you about. So I'm going to be making a new video possibly later this week. I'll bring it with me and show you the latest version of XSplit VCam, because as I say, it just keeps getting better and better. The camera that you can see below me on the left is the OBSBot Tiny. I can prove that by just putting OBSBot Tiny there, OBSBot 4K, and the main camera at the top is the Brio. As you can see, I can play YouTube video in my studio. You are watching me live from, if this works, it'd be good. I am live from, wait a minute. I'm live from BeLive. Okay, 8 people on screen, play YouTube video, more than one camera for the host, show images I showed earlier, and that. So now I'm going to go to a new logo, and this is a brand new logo, and this is my logo. Okay, I've updated my logo. Studio tells me I've updated the logo, and that's when I'm doing anything on screen, you can actually remember my name. Okay. Right, the other thing about background removal software, okay, and XSplit VCam, you can take an image from your hard drive. You can take a YouTube video, any public YouTube video, you can play as your backdrop. Okay. In addition to that, it won't have sound. Okay. And if the person who put it onto YouTube hasn't given permission for it to be played anywhere apart from YouTube, you can't play it. Just move to the next video. It'll never work. Third place you can actually get a backdrop from is that you can share any web page as your background. If you do share a web page as your background, then please acknowledge who it is. So if I use BBC, I would say you're seeing a website that the BBC did. The final place that you can get backgrounds for the background removal systems is unsplash.com. And basically unsplash.com, photographers from around the world have sent in their best photographs, and if you type in Paris, Texas in the search box, you'll get photographs from Paris, Texas. If you type in Paris, France, you'll get photographs of the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and, well, anything French really. Okay, you get the idea. I've got about 80 different backdrops that I use when I'm not on Amazon Live, and Unsplash is a brilliant resource for all of us. Okay, so unsplash.com. Right, and that's the Logitech. I'm going to just put my phone on the stand again. Okay, and I'm going to go there. All right, okay. So what we're going to do now, if I go here, just give me a second to set this up. I'm going to go here. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And we're going to do 10 carousel items in 30 minutes. Now, during the next 30 minutes or so, anything can happen and probably will. Okay. If you've got questions, please ask. I'm here to help. I'm a free resource during this live show. I'm live 11 a.m. Eastern every single day of the week. And I just enjoy being an Amazon Live. Privileged to be here. And now we're going to start from the beginning. So if you missed it, we looked at Logitech Brio camera, which today is 31% off. It's $138.89. It's a 4K camera for $138.89. We can broadcast in 4K to YouTube using OBS Remix, XSplit Broadcaster. Those are your choices. And you get a fantastic 4K video, which people can replay in 4K on YouTube. Take OBS, add your camera, set your destination, which is YouTube, set it to 4K, zoom, off you go, and you can broadcast in 4K straight away as soon as you take the camera out of the box. We looked at the OBSBot Tiny cameras. Here is an OBSBot at work. Okay, this is the OBSBot. This is what it looks like. We've got the OBSBot 4K and the OBSBot Tiny. and that's the Obsop Tiny I'm looking at now. So we looked at those two cameras. Obsop Tiny is 15% off today, which is $169 as opposed to $199. We then looked at the Obsop Tiny, which is Tiny 4K, which is the big brother. It's a 4K camera like the Brio, but it's got 3 preset positions. It's got AI tracking. It's on a 2-axis gimbal. It can go up, it can go down, it can go from side to side. It's not restricted to 90 degrees. It is the future. It's a camera of the future. I've seen people recommending it. I recommend it, and it's a brilliant camera to use. As far as mobile phones are concerned, just let me do this. Okay. We have looked at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is down the carousel now. It is on discount. It's $1199.99 as opposed to $1299.99. So hello, Nancy, if you're still watching, and hello, Amazon. And this is, I just love the facilities on this phone. And I showed you the video, I showed you some photos. If I go here again, I can show you, if I can get this up on screen. Okay, that's my partner Angelica, and if I go backwards through the photos, these are all taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22. We've got penguins. We're out in the Cotswolds in the UK yesterday, and we looked at the penguins and the flamingos all taken with the S22 Ultra. And if I go through again, Flamingo 1, Flamingo 2, penguins. Who doesn't love penguins? Okay, and that was taken, obviously that's zooming in with the lens, and beautiful shot. Photograph of my partner Angelica, which again was taken yesterday. Angelica is a German language teacher, and this is our wild garden, which is in full bloom at the moment. And that was the beginning, and then it's well, now it's just a riot of color, as they say. This is Devices Crammer, which is around the corner from us, and this is the high street on the way into Devices, and this is a nightography photograph taken at night using the Samsung Galaxy S22. If you just come in, let's go back a minute. There's Devices High Street. I live in Devices, which is 93 miles away from London. This was taken again with the Samsung Galaxy S22. That's our wild garden in full bloom. That's before that. That's my partner Angelica. Those are the penguins, and those are the flamingos. Back to me. So Samsung Galaxy S22, great at photos. We then said, basically, the problem you have when you buy a new phone is that you want to put a case on it. And the case that I've chosen is down in the carousel, Nilkin cam shield. It has corners have been super hardened. It has a lens cover on the back. It's built for the 22 and only works with the 22. It's rugged construction. It's basically ribbed, so it's not going to slip out of your hand, and it is a great case, and I would recommend it. And all the cutouts are perfectly aligned. Okay, next item in the carousel. Wait a minute, I need to get the carousel. This beautiful phone is 6.8 inches deep, and carrying it around in your trouser pocket, on your jeans, or even worse, on your shorts, you think it's going to fall. Okay, and that's the last thing you want to do. So the answer is down the carousel now, and that is this beautiful, just a minute, this beautiful one-piece leather case. Yeah, it's machine stitched all the way around, front and back, high quality. Your phone just slides. Just let me put this down. I just want to do a practical demonstration. Your phone, here we go. Your phone just slides into the case like so. You're getting extra protection. The flap there is magnetic, so it closes easily. And you get, well, it's just a beautifully designed case. It's not a man bag, no way. This, though, is a fashion accessory, and it's simply put your belt through there, tighten your belt, and you're carrying the phone with you, and it's safe. This is the thing. And whenever you want your phone, you can quickly, semi-quickly, take it out, and it's working. And then when you finish with it, you can put it back. So if you're out and about and you're taking your phone with you, then put it in the case. Belt goes through the loop. You can use a carabiner if you want. So this is the best way that I found of actually carrying such a big phone around with you, is to have a case which goes on your belt and you know it's there, you know it's secure, you can feel it. Okay, right, on with the broadcast. Right, the next thing that we're going to look at, we looked at the Lamical stand, which is here. Okay, which is basically where you can rest your phone when you're not using it. I'm going to go back a bit so you can actually see it. There is the Lamical stand. You can, I've got that many things. Hang on a minute. You can adjust the rake. Okay, so you can go like that. You can adjust the height. Okay, you can take it down and you can put it back up again. Okay, so that's the Lamical stand down the carousel. Thank you to Lamical for actually sending me the stand, and always good. I'm going to put that back down on the deck. Right, okay, and just a note here before we're doing 30 items, sorry, 10, we're doing 10 items in 30 minutes. I just want to go here and go here. Just a minute, it'll be worth it. Just let me go here and do this and sticky notes. Okay, I want to take my logo off just for a second. I will put it back. Okay, remove. Okay, your host is Stephen Healy from England. That's me, one of 6 Brits actually broadcasting Amazon Live. I know of people from Portugal and from South Africa and from Australia. We're talking about live broadcasting in these broadcasts. We talked about Logitech Brio and the Samsung S22 mobile, both down the carousel, both on discount. So take a look at those. And right, okay, this is one of those rare occasions. Just bear with me a minute. This is one of those rare occasions. I was talking about this stand, which is down the carousel. This is a phone stand, and it says Lamical phone stand. It's $19.99, which is 23% off. But to answer your question, Corinda, and Corinda's question is, does it work on an iPad? The answer is no, because it's not wide enough to work on an iPad. But fear not. If I go over here, he said zipping through the carousel, hopefully towards the end of the carousel, it should be this beautiful. Okay. Thank you for the question, Corinda. Down the carousel at the moment is another Lamical stand. This is one that I own. It's $16.99. It's 15% off. Instead of $19.99, $16.99. This is the Lamical tablet stand. I'll tell you what, before I came on air today, I actually polished it, because this is steel, polished steel, and I thought, I've got to polish it. Your tablet just goes in there. You can adjust the rake, the angle, yeah, so you can have it flat or you can have it down like that. Now, I'm hoping to work hard to do that, but this stands $16.99 today. It's a design classic. You've got circular hole in the back for your cables to go through, yeah. You've got the fact that you can put your tablet there, okay, then you can use your S Pen, okay. It is just, if I put it flat there so you can actually see it, so you can actually see it sideways. It's a classic design. I just love it. I bought this 3 years ago, and I use it for the tablet most days, and it just holds it so steady. Yeah, on a table, on a desk, anywhere you can put this, and it will hold. And it's just made by Lamicor, and that's, to me, says it all. If you get a Lamicor product, you're getting a product which is of great design and practicality. This is a very practical stand. Remember, you can actually adjust it to be at any angle that you choose, and it comes down as far as, okay, it can go that far. Okay, so you can adjust the angle to suit your needs. Simple and straightforward to do. It is, to my mind, a design classic. It's down the carousel today at $16.99 as opposed to $19.99. Okay, thank you, Corinda, for the question. Okay, did you know that was in the carousel? Did you know that I polished it? Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the carousel. Remind ourselves that we're doing 10 carousel items in 30 minutes. Whether we'll make it or not, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to put my phone back on the stand. Okay, my phone's back on the stand. I'm looking for something. Okay, I do mobile video. I do a lot of mobile video. And down in the carousel at the moment is this, which is that the right way up? No, that's the right way up. Is a lapel microphone. Yeah. And this is a professional grade microphone. If you're recording video from your mobile phone, then you could use the mic that's built into your mobile phone, but it's much better to have an external lapel microphone because it cuts out a lot of the noise that surrounds you, and people can just hear your voice, and it just simply works. I'll play you a video shortly made with this, yeah, before we go. But this lapel microphone, just a minute, I put it somewhere. Okay, lapel microphone is brilliant for mobile video recording, and this here is a lapel microphone, and there's the lapel microphone, and there's the cover over the microphone, and you've got a crocodile clip. Okay, and in seconds you can attach the crocodile clip to your shirt or t-shirt, and that is it, ready to work. Because all you then do is, just a minute, the audio lead, you plug it into the bottom of your phone, like so. Okay, by plugging it into the bottom of your phone, you've cut out the internal microphone. The microphone that's being used now is the lapel microphone, and the sound is far better than if you're actually using the internal microphone. Yeah. Now, the other thing is that, as you'll know, I've got the brand spanking new Samsung Galaxy S22, which doesn't have an audio socket. The solution lies here. This is down towards the end of the carousel. This beautiful widget takes the 3.5mm jack and turns it into a USB-C. So I can use this microphone. I can use it with my Samsung Galaxy S22, just using that unit. But you are getting better quality sound. It's as simple as that. The sound with an external microphone is far superior. And if you're making video for your own use, it doesn't matter. But if you're making video and you want it to go on YouTube, then you need to have a higher quality. Now, my videos about Stonehenge actually are on YouTube. People go and watch them. My videos about Avebury are on YouTube. People go and watch them because the sound is good. It's the quality of the sound that determines whether people actually stay. We know that if the sound of a broadcast or a recorded video is bad, people just won't stick around, they'll go somewhere else. So getting the sound right, using lapel microphone is the best way to do it. The other thing is that if you use, and I'm going to do this, if you use a lapel microphone, okay, I'm going to unplug that. This is the PowerDeWise microphone that's in the carousel. And it says on the back, I'll read it to you now. Words can change lives, record them perfectly. And the PowerDeWise does that. Okay, perfect recording. Such that, as well as being on live video on Amazon Live today, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, on my website, I'm also a Udemy instructor with over 15,000 students. And in order, if you go to Udemy and you buy a course and you pay $50 for a course, you expect good quality video and good quality sound. Now, video is taken care of. Logitech C920X or the Brio or the Osbot. Video good. Sound, well, Udemy are strict on quality control, and they said you need to have good quality sound. No reverberation, no echo, no nothing. You've got two choices. You can either soundproof your room, or you can get yourself a lapel microphone for $35. Guess what I did? It says soundproof in my room. I got this, and I recorded all my Udemy courses using a lapel microphone. The sound quality is good enough to do that. Because what happens is the microphone actually absorbs all the sounds around you. So the only thing that people can hear is you. Yeah. So, oh, the other thing, I haven't shown you today, but you've been listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Okay, just a minute. You sent me, it's in here somewhere. Oh, right. Okay. I talked about this. Okay, if you've got an existing lapel microphone, you want to use it with a smartphone that doesn't have audio, then this unit is $8.79. It's in the carousel at the moment. Okay, and it saved my bacon because I actually love using. Okay, and then the other item down in the carousel at the moment, recharging Samsung Galaxy S22 is a lot better if you get an external plug, and which is one down in the carousel. The thing is that they supply USB-C to USB-C cable with this, and it stumped me for a moment until I went to Amazon and said, right, okay, I want a USB-C plug, and that's what's down in the carousel at the moment. And for charging anything that's USB-C, it just simply works. So it's a multi-purpose charger, and it charges this phone inside an hour. That's all I can say. And it's down in the carousel at the moment. So that is the Ugreen, and we all love Ugreen. Quality components at a reasonable price. So I'm going to put that back down there. Okay, and we're doing well. I think we might do 10 in 10 minutes, because remember, we're doing 10 carousel items in 10 minutes. Okay, where shall we go? Okay, just a second. If I go here, I'm going to zoom out again. I'm using the software. This is my office. This is what I look like. Behind me is a green screen. Over the green screen is a photography backdrop, which is down in the carousel. For $14.99, you can change the way you look on camera. And all I need to do is zoom in now once, twice, 3 times. And the backdrop is everything, or the only thing that you can see is my backdrop. You can't see anything else. Okay, so I'm in control. And Corinda is saying he's got a Samsung tablet as well. You've got more equipment than an electrical shop, Corinda. And Corinda is saying, I think we copy each other, professional grade Lavia. I think you've got most of the kit that I've got, Corinda, being honest. Okay. Right. Thank you for watching an Amazon Live today. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for your time. The green screen that you saw behind me, down in the carousel, is the Logitech reversible green screen. And basically it does everything that you want a green screen to. It's reversible, green on one side, blue on the other. You can choose It's the difference between okay and professional, because if you don't have a green screen, then you've got a line around your head from the background removal software and your hair will blow in the breeze. So do think about getting a green screen, and the one I use is down the carousel. The microphone that you've been listening to, which is where I was headed when I interrupted myself. Let's go over here. The microphone that you've been listening to is here. You've been listening to it all broadcast. This is the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel now. It's $149.99. It's got headphones in to listen to the preview. It's got gain control. It's just very, very stylish. And it's about 5 feet away from me, and it simply works. And you are listening to it right now. Okay. Now then. Okay, what I'm going to do now is come back to me. Right. What I'm going to do is, we talked about this microphone. I'd like to play you a short video on our way out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide that. I'm going to hide that. Go over here. And so we're going to play our way out now. Just a minute. With a video. And we're going to go with... Oh, we've not been there for a while, have we? Okay. We are going to go. Guess where we're going? Can you guess yet? We're going to Stonehenge. And this video was shot using the microphone that's down in the carousel. Okay, and I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's watched me live today. I do appreciate you spending your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. I'm live again at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now. We're going to play out. We're going to go to Stonehenge. And this was using the microphone in the carousel. So back to the video. Not raining, so walk around the henge and give you a tour. Well, let's go. Right, there aren't too many people here. Basically, it's to wish you a Merry Christmas and happy, healthy and prosperous New Year from Angelica and myself, and from everybody visiting Stonehenge today. Boxing Day 2021. Okay, I think we're in the clear now, hopefully. Right, so as usual, broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website, and that's just a beautiful sight. Right, I'm going to go a bit nearer to Stonehenge. Just let me, if I can, just zoom, fast forward. The full video is on YouTube, but I'm going to go here and switch my mic off and press play. I'll see you all again, hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now. Especially get us there first. Okay, but you can see what a glorious day it is out in the sunshine. How this was constructed 4,500 years ago, they're still trying to work out how they got the lintel. I mean, it's a feat of engineering, because we're talking 4,500 years ago. The stones came from Wales and from Marlborough, had to be brought here